Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Shady, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Shady's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give him while we are working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go to the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Shady's been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. Shady is seated on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they'll demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Shady take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Shady heel, and then you just start walking, and he'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. We've also incorporated our automatic sit into this, so anytime Fred stops his feet, Shady will sit. There's that automatic sit. It's important when you're heeling Shady that he walks at your pace on your left-hand side without trying to pull ahead or lag behind. If he did attempt to pull ahead or lag behind, you say no, give a tug and let go correction to the training collar, repeat your command to heel, and then start walking again. Next, they'll be showing you our stay command, which is a hand and voice command. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm an inch or so from Shady's muzzle in the one-word command to stay. He then walks out to the end of the training leash. It's a great exercise to build up self-control in Shady. You want to start practicing this one at about a minute and work your way up in increments to about 3. Now as Fred returns back to Shady, he's going to walk all the way around him, providing an added distraction as he goes behind him, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Shady remained seated throughout. Fred gave him some praise and then heeled him right out of it. We'll show you that stay command again when they come back around.
Stay.
He gave him the stay again, back out to the end of that leash. And this time he'll demonstrate our come or recall command instead of returning back to him. Call Shady in using his name. He comes and sits in front. And then we have an exercise called the finish. Fred heels Shady right around the back of him to get him right back to his left-hand side heel position, and he sits. He'll demonstrate it one more time. Put him in a sit, give him a stay, out to the end of your leash.
Shady,
Call him in using his name. When he comes in, you have him sit right in front of you. And then our finish, you heel him right around the back of you and get him right back to your left-hand side heel position, and he sits.
Yep.
That's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands with Shady about 15 to 20 minutes a day. You can practice inside or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine with him. Next, we're going to be showing you our down commands. The first is down from the heel position. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He then gives him a stay and walks back out to the end of that leash. It's another great exercise to build up self-control in Shady. This one you can start practicing at 3 minutes and work your way up in increments to about 5. Now as Fred returns back to Shady, he's going to walk all the way around him as he did on the sit stay, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Shady stays in his down stay throughout until Fred gives him the command and heels him right out of it. We'll show you that down again when they come back around. Now you see Shady's doing very well, but it's always important to follow through with your obedience commands So if at any point you give him a command and he does not obey, the first word out of your mouth is always going to be no, followed by a tug and let go correction, and then you're going to repeat your command. Now there, Fred gave him the stay again, after he gave him the down, and he walks out to the end of the training leash. This time he demonstrates the come or recall command right out of the down, calls him right in, has him sit in front of him when he comes to him, and then the finish, he heels him right around the back of him and gets Shady right back to his left-hand side heel position, and he's set. I'll give them a second to get lined up for a down from a distance command. This will be our down from a distance. You're going to have him in a sit, give him a stay, walk out to the end of your leash. This is the only time you're going to use your right hand to give the command, and Fred will drop him into a down from the end of the training leash. He then returns back to him once again by walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. And heels him right out of it. Now those are our basic commands. We've also gone ahead and started to advance Shady's training a little bit by working some of our commands off leash with him. So Fred's going to demonstrate. He has him in a sit, gives him a stay. He drops the leash and walks away. He's going to walk the perimeter of the building. And then come back to him. And he dropped into a down before Fred gave him the down. So Fred's going to start this command over again.
Down.
And he's going to give him the down stay, and walk away from him as well. Now obviously we don't intend for you to start practicing your commands off leash with him right away. We want you to put in your 15 to 20 minutes a day working with his commands on leash to get him working perfectly for you, and then you can build up his commands and his staying ability off leash as well. That just gives you some idea of it. Alright, we've shown you our basic obedience that we've worked on with Shady here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Shady, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.